Welcome back. And this is where the rubber meets the road. Okay, we're going to be talking about the very foundation of your automated system. And one of the key ingredients, one of the key principle of your automated system is Autoresponder. And it really allows the magic of your online system to be full-fledged as soon as you start talking about Autoresponder. Now, very quickly, I just want to let you know, or try to explain, if you will, if you've never heard of Autoresponder, or maybe you have, but you're not quite sure exactly what it does, what it is, or how it works. An Autoresponder, you could also call that an auto email, automatic email. So it is no different. There is really no difference between that and a regular email that you may do on Yahoo or Gmail or through your internet provider. So it is exactly the same thing. The only difference is that instead of sitting on your computer, it is actually sitting on a server somewhere, and based on some criteria that you have actually preset, that email will actually go out automatically whenever you tell it to go out to whomever and to with whatever content. So that is basically an autoresponder, and unless you've got a server at home, you cannot do this yourself. So you do need to go to an autoresponder service provider. But it's not a big deal, and we'll cover that. Why is it important to have the autoresponder? Because it is, again, the main tool that allows you to fully automate your system, and that also makes it easier. Well, actually, let me rephrase again. That makes it very easy to duplicate with your new team members. So, why do we use Autoresponder? We just said on the previous video that follow-ups are very important, yet it's a major breakdown for new associates and even with seasoned associates. So follow-up is very important, yet most people don't do it, or they don't do it the right way. So let's see if we cannot automate that. But first, let's talk about why it is also even more important when you do something online. Right now, we're going on the premise that the people that are looking at this are cold market, so people that don't know you. So you need to establish a good rapport with them. You need to build a relationship. You need to build trust. You need to build your brand, your personal brand or your company brand. And you need to be able to gain some traction and slowly but surely to gain social proof, which we talked about in Module 1. So for all these reasons, if you can continue to entertain communication with your prospects, it allows you the time and the content that you are providing. It allows you to do all these things, and if it's done in a very professional, ethical way, then again you're getting traction, and it's phenomenal what it will do for you. So how do we use the autoresponder? Again, just very quickly, it's an email that you've written, and then you've stored that email on a server. And you are going to now start using them. In Module 2, Ginny was talking about the ARC story, which is the opportunity, which is the solutions that you are providing. So people, through your Facebook ad, through your opt-in page, through some information that you've already shared with your cold market, they've identified some common points with you because you've been able to raise those issues, and you've been able to sort of say, maybe we've got something that can help you in that department, whether, again, it's health or fitness or weight loss or communication or legal services, or you name it. So now you are starting to basically present, to tease them, if you will, with some possible options, with possible solution to their problem, to their concerns and their frustration. And Jeannie was explaining that we do this through what's called STM, or Solution Targeted Message. And basically, and it sounds complicated, but it's not. Most good network marketing companies out there, they provide you with videos about the opportunities. Some of them are outstanding, award-winning, and others are a bit more basic, but still, most companies will provide you with very, very, very good videos and prospecting material. So that is the basis. You do not have to do everything yourself. You do not have to reinvent the wheel or to do videos. You can actually just borrow from your company, and borrow meaning you're already an authorized associate, so you are authorized to use to use that material for the purpose of prospecting and promoting the company. So it could be as simple as that. You take your company's video and you break it down into 3 parts, possibly 4 parts, depending how long the video, the opportunity video is about. Now again, just to recap what Jeannie has already talked about, why do we break it down into 3 or 4 parts? It's because it's too long, and the attention span on the internet is so short. We need to be able to get some traction with people very quickly. And if you expect cold market, people that don't know you, to really spend 45 minutes, an hour and a half to listen to what you have to offer, it's very likely that it's not going to happen. But if you are able to cut it in smaller, shorter segments with a beginning and end, and again, we'll show you how to do that with the autoresponder, then again, you are significantly increasing the possibilities and the odds that the prospects will stay with you, especially if there is an interest for your product or service. So you've got this now, autoresponder software management, and again, that's a provider. And so you've started to put some autoresponder. Now, the first autoresponder could be something like this, just to put things into perspective. So you have some people on Facebook that saw your ad, they clicked on it, they clicked on the CTA or call to action where it says learn more. That brings them to your landing page, which now we call the opt-in page because it's got an opt-in pop-up box. And then they put their email there. And the email ends up with exactly what we're talking about right now. It ends up with your autoresponder software management provider. So it goes there. As soon as it goes there, it goes into your data bank. You start building your email list. You start building your data bank that way, your database that way. But the other thing that it will do is you've already pre-programmed the first AR or autoresponder to go out. And it may be something very simple. You know, thank you very much for your interest. And then you do a little recap of what you've, the information that you have in your opt-in page and or on your Facebook page. So you want to make sure that it's seamless, that it's not a big shock, a big surprise. So people see continuity. They see that there is a flow. They recognize the Facebook ad. They recognize that, you know, it's similar in your opt-in page, and now it's also very similar in your autoresponder. So content-wise, the actual text flows from Facebook ad to opt-in page to your autoresponder. And then basically the main thing that it does is it provides a hyperlink. And the hyperlink is to your video number 1, which is part 1 of your opportunity, part 1 of your ARC story, okay? And so the video, you've already stored that either on YouTube or on Vimeo, so that part is free and it's very user-friendly, so anybody can do that. And so it is that simple. So the autoresponder server will send out that email immediately when it gets a new email. So your prospect puts their email in the pop-up box, they click enter, and the first thing they know, seconds later, actually microseconds later, then in their inbox, they get an email from you, from your autoresponder, and it gives them the hyperlink to your video number 1. And after you've decided on a strategy, you may want to sort of put out part 2 in 24 hours or in 48 hours. But a good way to do this is you break down your opportunity into 3 video, and again, you spread it over 3 days. It seems to be working for a lot of people. In fact, it seems to be working for most people, regardless of your company, regardless of your product. If you break down your story over 3 videos over 3 days, it seems to be almost like the magic formula. And I know there needs to be some variations depending again on some products that are a bit more sophisticated or otherwise, but for the most part, you know, if you're looking for a good guideline, 3-part video over 3 days. So that means that you're going to have 3 autoresponder, 1 for each of the videos, and they're each going to be timed 24 hours apart so that you spread this over 3 days, not to overwhelm your prospects. That is also how you're going to introduce your irresistible offer that, again, Jeannie talked about. And that is, it's going to be an autoresponder that is actually scheduled to be released maybe 24 hours after they've seen the part 3 of your presentation. So in that resistible offer, you've got, again, a hyperlink either to a video, again, most likely provided by a company, or something that you may want to do yourself, or it could be a PDF, or it could be a podcast. So pick and choose the tools that you are comfortable to work with. Pick and choose the tools that the company offers that you know are very successful tools. And again, for as long as you can, resist the temptation to customize and to personalize, because then it's going to make this project so much longer and so much complicated. You can do that once you get the ball rolling and you're trying to make it better and you're trying to tweak, but it's good if you can actually get going fast using the existing tools that are provided by your company. So once your prospect has actually received their irresistible offer, this is where the magic continues with the autoresponder. Now, we've said it many times already, very few people will make a decision right then and there. It doesn't matter if your offer is phenomenal. Very few people will actually make a decision right then and there. So you cannot leave them in limbo. You need to continue to stay in touch with them. So you are going to have yet again another responder, which maybe is scheduled to go 24 hours after you've released your irresistible offer to them. And it's just a very gentle reminder, I'm still here, the offer is still there. And then what you try to do is very gently, not reinvent the wheel, not introduce some new material or some new issues. What you're trying to do is very gently, in a very short paragraph of maybe like 4 or 5 lines max, is you are trying to address maybe objections that they may have. Questions that you know are typical of prospects after they've listened to your opportunity, and so on and so forth. So, but you do it in a very gentle way, and you do it actually probably in a soft way, is what I mean, without reintroducing again new material or new information. So this is how you are able to follow up with people without missing a beat, without wondering what you have to say, and more importantly, you're creating a system that your team will be able to duplicate because it's all there. So you will have to do possibly 5, 6, or 7 autoresponders just for the follow-ups, and each of those responders are actually scheduled to be released every 24 hours after the irresistible offer has been made. So if you go, say for instance, up to 7 follow-ups, that means it will take 1 week, 1 follow-up a day, 1 autoresponder a day, for the full follow-up process to take place. So again, it's beautiful because you are staying in touch with your prospect. It allows you to build relationship and trust, and it's a system that can be followed. It is beautiful. So it takes the hard feeling out of prospecting. It takes the rejection out of follow-ups. It takes the frustrations and the disappointment out of follow-ups. And because it's done so well, because it's systematic, because it's professional, you are increasing the odds of conversion. And that is for a prospect to actually ultimately click on that irresistible offer of yours. So we have a graph for you in the next video, and we put all of this on one page. And you'll get a good visual. And I think you are going to get so excited. In fact, it's my favorite picture. It's my favorite slide of the entire course, the very next video. So we'll see you there.